President-elect Donald Trump is celebrating his historic win and preparing for his return to the White House. I'm Bradley Blackburn in West Palm Beach, where meetings have already started for the transition as Vice President Harris concedes defeat.
Plus, Planned Parenthood plans to sue the state of Missouri for full abortion access, and more than 100 professionals make their way to Fort Scott for a museum conference.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
President-elect Donald Trump defied expectations and swept every battleground state that has been decided so far. Now the long and complicated presidential transition begins, culminating on January 20th with Trump's inauguration in Washington, D.C. This is KOIM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Reporter Bradley Blackburn has more details.
In her concession speech, Vice President Kamala Harris said she would help with a peaceful transition of power to President-elect Donald Trump.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
Earlier Wednesday, Harris spoke with Trump on the phone, congratulating the former president for his resounding Election Day victory.
A fundamental principle of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
The battleground state of Wisconsin put Trump above the 270 electoral votes needed to clinch the presidency. The president-elect won the popular vote for the first time in his 3 White House bids, starting in 2016.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
In his victory speech early Wednesday, Trump vowed to bring change.
We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight.
Trump campaign officials tell CBS News they plan to start holding transition meetings immediately here in Florida, so they're ready to take office on January 20th. Trump has said beginning on day 1, he will begin the mass deportation of people living in the U.S. illegally. He also says he will end the wars in Ukraine and Gaza.
They said he will start a war. I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars.
And the president-elect says he wants to impose a tariff of 10 to 20% on all goods not made in America. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
President Biden called President-elect Trump today and invited him to the White House. Tomorrow, President Biden will address the nation to discuss the election results and the transition. The Sooner State claims historic voter turnout this year. In a statement from the Oklahoma Secretary of State Election Board, the unofficial numbers show more Oklahomans cast their vote for president than in any previous election. In person, early voting in the state set a new record with more than 120,000. The state also claimed the largest number of registered voters in the state heading into the election since tracking began in 2000. Planned Parenthood says it plans to sue the state of Missouri for full abortion access. Missouri voters passed Amendment 3 last night, which provides a state constitutional right to reproductive freedom. However, there are still legal limits to abortions in the state. Planned Parenthood's lawsuit claims the restrictions around abortions that still exist include requirements put upon healthcare providers of abortions that says those are unconstitutional. Healthcare providers are seeking to block a number of state laws that are now in conflict with the Missouri Constitution. Amendment 3 goes into effect in early December. The Carthage Council has another vacancy to fill after voters recalled Councilmember Tiffany Cossey yesterday. Jasper County Clerk Charlie Davis announced the vote 730 to 450. This comes after a petition to remove Cossey gained enough votes this past summer, which led to the question being added to yesterday's ballot. Some community members say they hope this brings some peace to the community.
Turmoil is never good. It's, try to get along with everyone as much as possible. It's not easy to do, but, I just hope that that will all reach fruition and everybody will be back and enjoying each other again.
Carthage City Council members say they'll move forward to fill her position along with the other vacant seats on the City Council. We've reached out to Cossey for comment, but in the last report we had not heard any response. City of Pittsburgh is going to hold its annual State of the City address at the Memorial Auditorium. Members of the Pittsburgh City Commission will be there. The public is also invited to attend this free event although a limited number of tickets are available through the Memorial Auditorium. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for our first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Wednesday for us today. Sunshine across the region and temperatures right about where we should be. 65 and 40, average high 62, record 1980, 81 degrees. Outside, cooling down, most of us near 50. You can see Joplin, you can also see Pittsburgh, 50 in Monette, 51 in Grove, Bella Vista, 54. Chanute is sitting at 51 degrees. Clear skies, may get a little bit of patchy fog in here once again later on tonight, but we're tracking this storm system out across western Kansas, eastern parts of Colorado. It's going to move very slowly toward us, but it will bring rain into the region, especially Friday afternoon and Friday night. So we're going to be talking much more about this here in just a bit.
See you soon. Well over 100 museum professionals from all around Kansas are in Fort Scott for a 3-day gathering. The Gordon Parks Museum is hosting the 2024 Kansas Museums Association Conference, but activities are spilling over to other Fort Scott venues, including the Fort Scott National Historic Site, the Lowell Milken Center, and the Ellis Fine Arts Center. Conference attendees are touring various attractions and attending workshops on a wide range of topics and the latest trends in museums and preservation.
The association meets once a year in a different part of the state where we gather to have sessions, share ideas, but it's an opportunity for all of us to visit a town in Kansas that we've never been to before and visit the local museums that are also there. And it's the local museums that help us put on the conference.
For 55 years, the KAMA annual conference has served as a focal point for its member institutions all across the Sunflower State. Technology could bring beneficial changes to the Missouri DMV. That story is coming up. And Pittsburgh's Memorial Auditorium hosts a celebration of grant recipients. Authorities say they've arrested 2 suspects in connection with a series of thefts in Carl Junction, Missouri. The CJ Police Department teamed up with the Newton County Sheriff's Office to make the arrest. They say 2 people were found in possession of stolen property in Newton County as part of an ongoing investigation. The arrests follow at least 5 reported thefts from vehicles in Carl Junction committed in the early hours of October 18th. Authorities are investigating an early morning house fire in Jasper County. The call came in just before 3:45 this morning in the 500 block of County Lane 263. A home was engulfed when they arrived. Authorities say the fire began in the living room or kitchen area. A woman who lived there was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you need to get a new driver's license in Missouri, you're going to have to wait until next week. The Missouri Department of Revenue is rolling out a new driver license system across the state, and they're installing new equipment. It'll eventually allow you to renew your license online, but to get those systems in place, they have to pause driver license services. Some license offices will be open tomorrow for motor vehicle services only, but expect all offices to be closed on Friday and Monday for Veterans Day. They expect the new systems to be up and running by Tuesday. Donors and friends gathered at Pittsburgh's Memorial Auditorium tonight as the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas celebrated its grant recipients for the past year. The grants fund projects on a wide range of charitable causes like children and youth activities, housing assistance, women's health, and many others.
We give grants for anything from childcare to tennis shoes to playground equipment, anything in between. There's so many needs of our Southeast Kansas group of people, and we have the money and we love being able to give it out.
You can learn more about grants available online on the Community Foundation of Southeast Kansas website. Dozens of businesses and colleges showed up at the McDonald County High School today for a career fair. The event offered students career insight into such fields as retail and manufacturing, healthcare and government, and others. The goal was to give students an opportunity to network with local business leaders and to provide a look at some possible future career opportunities.
I actually really like this, not only because of the freebies that I get every year, but I get sort of new intel on each field and it sort of sparks new interest for me.
Students were able to use a bingo-style card to collect career information, making the event both educational and interactive. A little later, drivers on parts of Interstate 44 in southwest Missouri are rerouted due to floodwaters.
Plus, we have more rain chances in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up.
Tickets on sale now for Alpha Musical opening.
Have a great day.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Quite a bit of sunshine across the region. In fact, we still have clear skies out there right now. This is a great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking downtown Joplin. A little breezy. It will stay a little breezy as we go through the overnight hours tonight. All right, so Lamar at 50, 51 in Cassville. Jay sitting at 53, 51 in Neodesha. 7th and Rangeline sitting at 51. We'll drop back lower 40s later on tonight. A little breezier tomorrow, kind of easterly winds gusting 15 to 20, and then they start to crank up a little bit on Friday. We're going to have gusts near 30 miles per hour, especially by Friday afternoon. Clear skies, nothing going on here across Central Plains. Out to the west, some rain switches over to snow. Here's our next storm system. You can see our upper level low. It's cut off from the main flow of the jet, so it has nothing to really push it east. So it just slowly walks toward us as we go through the next couple days. So we're going to be dry tomorrow, but we'll get into this by the time we head into Friday. Let's drop south. Here's Hurricane Rafael, which made landfall near Havana, Cuba earlier today. Cat 2 hurricane clocking winds at 105 miles per hour. Lot to watch with Rafael. Where's he going to go? Category 2 hurricane, maybe a 3. Once it gets into the central Gulf as we head into the weekend, it may just fall apart, may turn north, so we'll be watching this as we go through the next several days. For us, we are looking pretty good tonight. We'll drop back into the mid 40s, maybe a little bit of patchy fog late. Upper 50s, lower 60s by noon. Let's go into the afternoon. Most of us 63, 64 degrees, very similar to what we did see today. Tomorrow night, clouds increase, rain stays to the west. Here's Friday morning, and then showers start to increase Friday afternoon, especially on the Kansas and the Oklahoma side. Even some embedded thunderstorms. I'm not anticipating anything too strong or severe with any showers and thunderstorms. Periods of showers, rain, thunderstorms, Friday evening, Friday night. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And then most of this rain will start to exit as we go through the morning hours on Saturday. How much rain could we get? Heavier amounts, Kansas, Oklahoma, 1 upwards to 2 inches of rain. Anywhere from 1/4 of an inch upwards to an inch on the Missouri and also the Arkansas side. Here's your Thursday, 45 to start, 57 by noon. High temp, 63. Let's jump in to 4th State. Friday night high school football, some rain. We're going to be dodging showers, thunderstorms. Kind of cool too. Temperature sliding back through the upper 50s. All right, Thursday, sunny skies, 63, 64 on Friday. That rain moving in late Friday into Saturday. Sunday looks good. Monday looks good. Tuesday looks good. Thunderstorm chances also back in by the middle of next week.
I don't know that we really need more thunderstorms.
No.
Not for a little while, but what do you do?
Yeah, we're going to get more.
Thanks, Doug. MoDOT released a statement announcing that both directions of Interstate 44 have reopened in Pulaski County now. Earlier today, traffic on the interstate had been rerouted because of floodwaters rushing over part of the roadway there. Chris Bryant reports from Devil's Elbow.
This isn't the first time the Devil's Elbow has gone through flooding. 2013, 2017, and now 2024. And even after that rain has passed, you can still hear debris hitting the bridges nearby.
As the rhyme goes, rain, rain, go away. However, the effects came another day.
It's because all this rain happened south of here. I mean, we had rain that night and the next day, but
It wasn't anything abnormal, but all this is from the southern part of the state.
Early Wednesday morning, the waters from the Big Piney rose over Interstate 44, causing crashes and stranded vehicles just east of St. Roberts.
I know some people do have to travel, but you're not going to get past St. Robert area if you're going eastbound, and you're not getting past Rolla if you're going westbound.
Water still covers sections of the interstate with traffic backed up for miles in both directions. The frustrations for drivers are understandable.
There are over 62 roads closed in the area due to water. And we're asking, as always, please do not drive into these flooded roadways.
For those who live near the river,
talking to my neighbors, they live down by the river, and the water within about 3 to 4 hours went from not flooding to 20 feet above the roadway.
Now in daylight, you can see streets and roads are now a part of the river.
But out here it came in after midnight, so a lot of people were caught off guard early in the morning, woke up to water.
They don't think she's going to reopen that again.
For Angie Howell, she is finally getting to check out the damage.
Oh, there's some more red. Anything that's red's mine. Got red hanging over there in the tree.
Hal owns a campground in Devil's Elbow, and
Title runs right into the campground and dead ends to the campground, and it's lost. It's wiped out.
Having been in the community for 20 years, she was here in 2017. But this year?
But otherwise, the river's taking it over. This campground's the river.
Hale says they have every intention of rebuilding once the waters recede and they can get a full assessment of the damage. Some communities in our area received an unwelcome side effect of all the rain the last few days. That would be this: sinkholes. Two have formed, 2 large ones at least, since Sunday, one in Duquesne, the other in Joplin. The Duquesne sinkhole appeared on the western edge of the city. The Joplin sinkhole appeared at a home near Parr Hill. That one measured a whopping 10 to 15 feet across, about 6 feet deep. Authorities say neither sinkhole poses a threat to any structures. Still ahead, Missouri Southern alum Brandon Williams announces his retirement from pro football. And the Gorillas and Lions square off in their final game of the 2024 soccer season.
There's nothing bigger in the 4 states than Friday night.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Pittsburgh State and Missouri Southern soccer waited all year before seeing each other, and this afternoon the regular season finale takes place between the Lions and the Gorillas. Final game of the regular season for both Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State. It takes place on the Gorilla soccer pitch. We start in the 11th minute, no score yet, loose ball. Clarissa Davis steps into one from way outside the box that's easily grabbed by the Gorilla goalkeeper Jocelyn Kramer. Still in the first half, 20th minute, Kerry Cunningham on a breakaway for PSU. Late pressure there from Lizeth Almaraz, and that shot gets gobbled up by Billa Smith for the Lions. We're still tied. 36th minute now, great defense by Aviana Gonzalez to win the ball away, and then eventually her teammate Dally Hill gets it goal line extended, and she sends a beautiful cross back to Gonzalez. That's headed in for a goal to break the scoreless tie, and the Gorillas do an excellent job controlling the tempo the rest of the way through. They win 1-0. They finish their inaugural regular season with an 8-2 record. Switching gears to pro football, one of the all-time greats to ever play for the Missouri Southern Lions announces his retirement from the NFL. Former Missouri Southern Lion Brandon Williams is retiring as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. The team announces early this week. Williams was a 10-year NFL veteran. He spent 9 of those seasons in Baltimore, then won a Super Bowl as a member of the Chiefs in the 22-23 season. He played college football at MSSU from 2008 to 2012, and Williams was a 2-time first-team All-MIAA performer. His senior year, he was named MIAA Defensive Player of the Year, and he holds the Southern program record for career sacks with 27 of them. The Lion alum was selected by the Ravens in the 3rd round of the 2013 NFL Draft That's the highest draft slot for any player in MSSU program history. He was a one-time Pro Bowler in the NFL. That was 2018 with Baltimore. He finishes his pro career with 325 tackles, 7 sacks, and 1 touchdown. Switching gears to Oklahoma high school softball. Miami High School senior Sydney Forrester is named to the All-State team by the Oklahoma Secondary School Activities Association. The War Dog middle infielder is committed to continue her softball career at the University of Missouri. She helped lead the War Dogs to 3 consecutive regional championships, and Miami's head coach Lauren Strack also receives All-State honors from the OSSAA. That's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Okay, while Americans were going to the polls yesterday, this was going on in England. In Ottery St. Mary, people were carrying flaming barrels of tar through the streets. Why, you ask? Well, the tradition, believed to have its origins in the 1605 gunpowder plot's failed attempt to assassinate King James I of England, well, it's celebrated yearly in that southwestern English town. Barrels are coated with tar in the run-up to the event before being set alight, hoisted onto participants, known as barrelers' backs, and carried through the crowd. The heaviest barrels weighed more than 60 pounds, and they do all this because it's fun, I guess.
Yeah, those Europeans, I mean, they do that. They do the running of the bulls in Spain.
That's true.
That tomato thing they do every year, is that Italy?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Crazy
we have
stuff.
some crazy traditions
That's
here,
true.
too. It's
Yeah,
just,
that's
you
true.
know, when you look at it from afar, you see it maybe a little bit more clearly, I guess.
Very true.
Or maybe not. The weather.
All right, a little chilly for us tonight, lower 40s, 63 tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. Rain moves in Friday.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.